Okay, this is part 2 of the Meatloaf video. Again, it is still Wednesday, October 7th, 2020 at 9:12 p.m. now. We have 8 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock to 45 minutes. But see, since last time I cooked the meatloaf and I didn't have a thermometer, and I couldn't verify that, it's been a while since I've cooked, obviously, meatloaf, or been a while since I had no way to know whether or not the internal temperature was 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's put it that way. Okay. So to make sure that it wasn't undercooked, I made sure that I left it in for 45 minutes, took it out, put the tomato paste on top, and cooked another 10 minutes. But we don't need to do that this time. So I'm going to pull it out with 7 minutes left, which is like, what does that make that? What's 7 minutes minus 45? It's 38 minutes. Okay. How appropriate, huh? All right. Here we go. Oh boy. Ooh, this meatloaf kind of squashed a little bit. It looks good though, it's a nice, it's like I tell Coulter, you know what? Baby, it's your meatloaf and however it comes out, it's going to be good. I always tell him that. All right, so here we go. I say it's your meat and however it's served, it's going to be beautiful. You know what I mean? It's basically, I think it's the word I use. Okay, so this looks different from the other meatloaf. That's not the tube or the circle meatloaf. Okay. A lot of shit in it, huh? But it's, you know what I mean? It's going to be good. All right, let's take a look. Rectal thermometer here in the meat. Okay. Jesus Christ, come on, keep climbing already. Good Lord. Like, all right. So what we have here is it's still still needs to go. We're at 100 and 100 and almost just under 130. It's not really climbing anymore. So okay, so we're gonna put it back in. Yep. Okay. For another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna 10 minutes, and then we're gonna go into. And you know what I'm going to do is I'll just occupy the time with you. We'll sit and talk about something. I mean, I'll talk about my my gonorrhea. For those of you that don't know, I have gonorrhea right now. It's really not cool. And I'll talk about the symptoms. Not many cooking videos can you have meatloaf and gonorrhea in the same video. So anyway, okay. Hold on. So here we go. Yeah. I'm kind of bummed out. All right, I haven't had sex in, it's been a while. In fact, I think I know who I got it from. I'm obviously not going to break this person's privacy or whatever. No, it wasn't Jimmy. So, Jimmy probably knows who it is. Jimmy definitely knows who it is. But anyway, I haven't had sex since before it was before I was still using. So it's been a while. I mean, and I haven't had any, typically like, I don't know, when you think of gonorrhea, right? Maybe I was thinking of chlamydia, because chlamydia is the one where, well, the little parody song I wrote today, you get some symptoms like that. But I have been having some strange symptoms, but it's nothing specific to like the back of my throat or my genitals at all. It's, I've been itching, like a strange itching, and I feel like, I don't know how to describe it. It's that, have you ever had like itching behind your eyes when you don't feel good? like that. Like I've been having that more lately, but I thought it was because of my disrupted sleep and the coffee. I've been drinking. Honestly, that's what I thought. I mean, and maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't due to the gonorrhea. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I didn't even know that you could have. I honestly thought that gonorrhea stuff like that could clear up on its own. Then I Googled it today, and I found out it could do some damage if you let it run. But the cool thing is that when I figured out and I honed down to who it was, I haven't had that super. It's not like I've had it for like a year or something. I remember at first I said, if you looked at my Facebook post, I was like, well, worst case scenario, because the last time I got tested was a year ago. Worst case scenario, it could have been up to a year that I've had it. But it turns out, I think like maybe no more than like three, or wait, how many months? Wait, July is when I got sober, July 28th. Maybe like sometime in June, or end of June, beginning of July, possibly. Or maybe May, or something like that at the earliest. So, I mean, not, you know what I mean? Like, not, but my body doesn't feel right though, honestly, and that kind of it bothers me, just like whenever you have something that, I feel like a little stupid kind of making a big deal out of this, because honestly, like, I mean, if I had HIV, then I'd really, you know what I mean? I'm sure everyone I know that has HIV, like my ex, you go through this thing. Everybody goes through this. They may not think of it this way, but the reality is like you get something like that, or same thing with cancer or anything else, and you go through this period of time where you feel disgusting. You feel like you're, you know what I mean, gross, because you've got something in you that is, you know what I mean, and it emotionally impacts you and everything like that, and it's terrible. So but it can even happen even with something small like gonorrhea that you've had for like 5 months or whatever. You still go through the same thing, but I feel kind of dumb talking about that, because I'm like, well, you think you have a problem, how about, if you had HIV or you had cancer or you had, a host of other diseases that really are bigger than gonorrhea. But nonetheless, we still need to kind of get our, emotions out and kind of talk about it, about the things that are on our mind and stuff, and it's good to keep the bigger things in mind too, but the small things matter as well. So there I am, getting that out. So we have about 3 minutes left. I have, I was going to make mashed potatoes. Like I said, I'm not feeling 100% tonight. So I'm trying to keep it simple, and I don't want to make a big mess. The cool thing is I already have my kitchen's already cleaned. All the dishes are in the bus tub, but the kitchen's like not a mess anymore. So that's cool. So I have some green beans I'm going to heat up. I'm just going to have green beans and meatloaf tonight for dinner. So, yeah, that's that. Tomato paste is ready, of course, to spread on the top when we're ready for that. Excuse me. But now, now knowing that, it's weird, like how when you know symptoms are like, I just thought they were due to other stuff, and now that I know, like, some of them could be due to like that, I'm like, oh god, it feels, like when I talk to them on the phone, they're like, can you come in tomorrow? I'm like, you mean I can't come in today? Like, I gotta get rid of it, but oh well. I also found out I lost a filling on another subject when I was at the dentist the other day. I found out, they're like, do you feel sensitive right there? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, well, did you know you lost a filling? I'm like, no. And they're like, okay, well, yeah, well, all right, well, you're going to have to come back for that. I'm like, okay. I mean, I thought I was going in for a cleaning, because typically, whenever I've had a cleaning appointment, I've always had I can understand that sometimes they have to schedule deep cleanings in 2 appointments so that you have to come back, but I've never had it be like where they go in there, okay, you're here for the cleaning appointment, they take x-rays, and they're like, well, all right, come back next month for the cleaning. Like, what? But anyway, that's what happened. But I'm not going to be too hard on these guys, because honestly, like I said, most of the time for these offices that take Denical, like, we're not dealing with the creme de la creme of dental fucking practices. So I have to say, that said, this place is pretty nice. Gentle Dental. It's down on Mission Street in San Francisco, and I have to say I was impressed with the staff. I mean, it did seem, it was more like a normal dental office, like when you have good health insurance, dental insurance. It felt like that, and so I mean, it was a little unusual, but I mean, they were a busy practice, so I'm going to cut them some slack on that because I mean, that's not, you can't judge it on that really. I mean, I'm going to judge it upon how the cleaning goes and how the staff is. I can evaluate that stuff. I know a little bit about that, so about what to expect. I definitely know at Western Dental, okay, they try to tell me that they did a complete cleaning of my mouth in 10 minutes. I'm not shitting you. I was in the chair for 10 minutes, and they said, oh, yeah, it's good. Now, at Western Dental, they don't hire hygienists because it's a fucking, it's a factory there. It's an orthodontic factory, all right? They're not trying to, they are trying to sell you braces. They offer other dental services with the hope of trying to sell you braces. So everything else gets fucking, like, shafted completely. They have no interest in doing any quality workmanship on any other type of dental service. And what pisses me off about dentists, Mr. Stavrev, Dr. Stavrev, okay, is that they won't call each other out, just like doctors. I'm telling you, if I were a doctor, I would have no problem. I don't care. Professional courtesy, my fucking ass. You know why? Because you're hurting patients in order to cover another. It's no different. If you're a doctor or a dentist and you're not talking shit and calling out other doctors and dentists when you should be, you're no different from a bishop that's protecting a Catholic priest that molested children. You're doing the same fucking thing. So, you know what? That shit needs to stop. You're covering people's mistakes and mistakes that can kill and hurt people. Okay? Now, are you killing people directly? No. But you're causing. I mean, think about it. Just if you're one of those, I'm not even going to get into explaining how that can go wrong, because we all know, first of all, long term ignoring dental problems can cause long-term cardiovascular issues and all kinds of other stuff. Even or just teeth to fall out, period, which is a big deal in and of itself. Come on, I don't have to do that. But anyway, I'm kind of pissed off at Dr. Stavrev because he just ignored. He saw on Facebook Messenger about 6 months to a year ago, saw a message where I needed his advice and something, just ignored it. And I'm not impressed by that, doctor. But anyway, okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, so. But I'm not trying to talk shit about him. I mean, I can't really speak as to what kind of a dentist he is, but he's probably good. I'm not trying to talk shit about him is what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say I had a personal problem with him on Facebook, that's all. So I'm sure Dr. Steinberg is probably a decent dentist. I would stick with heterosexual dentists, though, if you want my opinion, just in general. All right. Unless you want, unless you're interested in, would you want to go to Truman Capote as your dentist? Case closed. All right, there you go. Okay. Okay, so now let's check this out and see what the internal temperature is. I get the feeling the Holy Spirit is kind of pissed off at Dr. Stavrev, honestly. Like, holy shit, that's a lot. Anyway. Yes, Toter Stavrev, DDS, maybe DMD. He's in San Francisco. He's an orthodontist. Okay. Let's see where we're at with this here. I'm surprised. You know what's really weird is like, okay, we're climbing. How strange is that? Okay, so we're just below 140. that's not good, which means we need more, you know. 375. Let's try, I mean, you know what I mean? All right, here we go. Of course, you know, it's probably at whatever temperature it lasts. This is interesting, you know. Don't worry, you know, I mean, it's just a thermometer. These numbers don't mean shit. It's just a little, you know. No. All right, so I'm putting, of course, this tomato paste on here. Excuse me for a moment. There we go. Some bacon fat in there too. It's kind of nice, kind of cute. Truman Capote is your dentist. That's too funny. That's hilarious. I wouldn't go to Truman Capote as my author, for God's sakes. All right. Okay, I'm going to show you what this looks like here. You know, this reminds me of all the times I've spread sauce on Coulter's meatloaf. When he's made meatloaf, I just love marinating his meat. You know what I mean? And, wow. Anyway. And he loves it too, I gotta tell you. Coulter, when I get to marinate your meat when you're here, you're gonna be like, oh my God, no one's ever marinated my meat like this before. Let me tell you that right now. Okay, so this is gonna go in the oven. Back in the oven. Coulter's meatloaf back in the oven. This is, by the way, it's Coulter's meatloaf recipe. That's why I keep calling it Coulter's meatloaf. So, just so you know. All right, 10 minutes back in there at 375. Okay. Wow. Coulter's meatloaf. Man. All right. I'm just not really feeling it tonight, honestly. I'm like, you know, and it's not like I have like the energy, but I don't have the joy today. You have days like that. It's off day, I guess, you know? I'm just not feeling up to it. Of course, I mean, find out you have an STI. That can kind of get you down a little bit, you know? But so I guess there's that, you know. I mean, but I think honestly, I really do feel like I don't know how to. You know how like when you wake up, if you're really addicted to coffee, like really addicted, and you have that grogginess like when you get up, it's kind of like I have that behind my eyes like all day, even with coffee. And I think because honestly, you know, like I said, it's not the butt swab that came up. They even told me on the phone. They said like it was the not the rectal swab, it was the oral swab that had the gonorrhea. So you know. Oh, look! No, just kidding. Anyway, but But I'm kind of glad, honestly, because I don't want to, I think about if I didn't get it checked out, obviously that's kind of terrible. Because if this, thank God I got, just thank God I did all this ahead of time. Let's put it that way. I mean, like, I don't need to voice the implications or what the implications imply and all that stuff. I don't know. So, yeah, Coulter would have killed me. No, he wouldn't have killed me, but I would have felt bad, Of course, God only knows what I'm going to get from him. Go get tested, honey. Please, really. Jesus. The funny thing was, the humor in that syphilis joke I made the other day was not lost on me at all. For those of you that don't follow my Facebook, which probably, I don't know, maybe there are some. Anyway, I didn't mean it like that. I made this joke leaving the dentist's office the other day when I had my retainers taking on the ultrasonic, which honestly, when I looked on closer inspection, the ultrasonic could have done a better job. But anyway, Dr. Olson's ultrasonic, I guess, works. Let's put it that way. That's sort of like, anyway, so I took the retainers out, and I was like, I made a joke. I said something like, "Oh, and Coulter, honey, they said to tell you from the residue you might have syphilis," or something like that. It was a joke, and it turns out I have gonorrhea. Look at that, huh? So, all right, 7 minutes left on the clock. Oh my God, holy shit. I hate meatloaf. Yeah, remember that from the Christmas Story? Randy's eating the meat. He's like, I hate meatloaf. He doesn't want to eat his meatloaf. That's because he didn't have Coulter's meatloaf. Coulter's meatloaf's fantastic. I got everything in there. Okay, so I also want to, just to kind of, I can't remember whether or not I mentioned the ingredients and their amounts the first time through, which I probably should have done in case anybody wants to make this, right? Usually, like, when you see me do all the prep, it's easier, it just gets included in there because I'm saying, okay, half a cup of this, or, whatever. So I'll go ahead and do that now in the real amounts that I use them, as opposed to the written. Excuse me for a moment while I get a pen, okay? Okay, now, so of course, a pound to a pound and a half of ground beef, 2 slices of Jewish rye, baby. Indy. Okay, all right. That kind of sounded like a little bit like Sean Connery there. That's how you do the Sean Connery way. Wow, you have an upper retainer and or partial or something like that, and you'll sound like Sean Connery. All right. It's 2 slices of Jewish rye. And then a half a cup of milk. I'm going to use a half a cup of milk. And then, of course, again, pay attention. Depending on those proportions, look at the pulp that you get. What you should look for after that bread and milk mixture is mixed up is a consistency that's kind of like I said, like tuna fish with mayo in it. That's very well, like you would get at Subway. They put a lot of mayo in there. You know what I mean? It's like almost like batter almost, the way they make tuna fish. Some people don't make tuna fish like that. They put very little. Don't you hate those people that put almost no mayo in? And it looks like it's like they just look like a little oh God, and they don't break the tuna fish up. I mean, come on, please. Anyway, I'm like, fucking, people. All right. The same people that think I'm doing, meth probably make tuna fish that way. I swear to God. All right. So half a cup of that. So half a cup of milk. We have half a cup or 1 full cup of tomato paste, half for the mix, and then half to brush on like I just did. Okay. 1/2 heaping cup of minced onion. 1 egg. A tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic minced. And then 1 teaspoon of Greek seasoning, not 2.5 like I had kind of guesstimated. I was wrong on that. Ooh. All right, 1 teaspoon of Greek seasoning, and then 3/4 to 1 cup of grated sharp cheddar cheese or whatever kind of cheese you're going to put in there. Right? And that's about that. That's it. And then, of course, I put the bacon in. That was, that's an experiment. We'll see how that goes. Pretty excited about this. Cold coffee. I like cold coffee too. I drink coffee hot or cold. Doesn't make a difference. Iced, hot, or just room temperature like this is. We have 3 minutes left on the clock. I'll be honest with you, I don't feel like doing this video. I want this to be over. I just want to go lay down. I'm probably gonna I'll probably have like a couple slices and just like chill out. I'm just not feeling well tonight. I'm sorry this video is not all that particularly interesting. Justin's not in a great mood tonight, but don't worry, that happens. Part, who in life is on and happy and 100% every moment of the day? No, nobody. And that almost makes this video better, to tell you the truth, just because, you can see that I'm, as every housewife knows, you have days where you feel like shit and you still have to make dinner. And this is one of those videos. All right? Okay. So, I put in a lot of garlic. I like garlic a lot. I do. I put in, it's really interesting because I always feel like, the amounts of garlic that are called for recipes are like way under like what I want, and I've mentioned this before. There is this artisan bread that you can probably buy at every grocery store, I imagine. Like, you get over here at Lucky's, that is, it's garlic bread. Basically like garlic loaf or whatever, like where you actually have like entire like cloves of garlic in the bread. And it is so fucking delicious. I mean, I cannot get enough of that bread. It is so good. I mean, just when you bite into the bread, you have like the garlic in the bread, but then when you bite into the clove, oh my god, it is heavenly, dude. I want to, we have to do a bread episode tonight. I've never made bread in my life. That would be great, though. I would love to make that, whatever they call it. I guess they call it garlic loaf or whatever, because you need something to distinguish between just a regular garlic bread and that kind of garlic bread, which is phenomenal. My gosh. All right. President Trump, I hear you're back to work. I caught something. I hope you're doing better. I hope you're not going back too soon, but I know that you're a workaholic. I laughed when I saw that, Trump's back to the White House, but he still has corona. I'm like, because he wants to get back to work. He doesn't want to sit around and do nothing. I know. But, obviously, you could work from anywhere and maybe you should have stayed at the hospital a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Just to kind of keep everybody safe, But hey, I'm trying not to knock you, Trump, because honestly, like, even I'm going easy on you, even on stuff that I normally would, because you know what? So many people are just fucking kicking you in the balls, and it's just I feel bad for you for that. You don't need that. I'm gonna be one less person, even where I disagree with you. I don't need my foot in your nutsack. You know what I mean? Enough people are doing it already. So, I'm just gonna say I hope you're feeling better. Okay, let's see how we are here. Now, it looks like we're at that. I'm gonna give it maybe 5 more minutes. Just a feeling, just to make sure that and I think we'll have good luck there. Be up to temperature then. All right. Oh, and another thing too. It's hard to say. Maybe this foot pain that I had. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea what the symptoms are of letting a gonorrhea infection fester. I have no idea. I can be attributing like everything that's going wrong to like gonorrhea, like photosensitivity and stuff. That was really weird. When I had a headache earlier, oh my god! I was having extreme photosensitivity, like almost like a migraine, almost like what you have with that. I had to put something over my hand over my eyes in order to fall asleep because it was even bothering me. Like, just my eyelids were not enough shield from the light. I oftentimes, I have my St. Anthony medal, cross there with me that I took a nap with. I do that oftentimes just for comfort. My rosary beads are that. Sometimes, when I feel really, really uncomfortable, sometimes it just helps to just kind of have a tangible reminder of God's presence. So let me see what else. I haven't made it yet. I have a cake I'm gonna do. I just bought one I sort of have on hand. I don't have that ready. I've been eating a lot of crap lately. I've been gaining so much weight. I went to the doctor's office the other day, and of course, when you get that weight where you're like, well, I have clothes on. You know what I mean? Because at the doctor's office, I don't understand why they do that there. Here it is, right? In a medical office, I could see if you were going to to be a pilot or something, and they gotta weigh you. You know what I mean? And of course, you have a jacket on and some boots on. And they're like, oh, that's fine. We just need a rough idea. You know what I mean? But when you go to the doctor's office, doesn't that kind of make a difference if there's 10 pounds of fucking clothes on? Seriously, because I have seen. I would think that they should weigh you at the doctor's office. They're going to have you naked in there anyway when the doctor comes in. You know what I mean? To do a physical. Why don't they weigh you then instead of, have the nurse, triage you when you have all that shit on? I have so many times, I just don't get it. I just don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense. That's where it counts. Because, doctors are like, whoa, you're overweight. Well, if they're looking at a measurement of you 10 pounds heavier with fucking clothes on, I would think that would matter. Anyway, I don't know. So. Oh, boy. What a life. It's a good life, though, I gotta say. Life is pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. It'd be cooler when this video is done. I can sit down, though. It really will. I haven't watched the first video yet. I hope it's not as bad as I'm thinking it's going to be. I have no memory of it. Sometimes I'm so in the moment. Sometimes I have no idea. Sometimes what I said, and and I don't remember. I remember I mentioned Lewis Black a couple times. I don't know if I mentioned Gordon Ramsay, and I don't really have any other memory about what it was when I started at 8:30, an hour ago, whatever, over an hour ago. I don't know. I sort of like that though. I sort of like that. Holy Spirit does that to me, honestly. You're gonna think I'm nuts, but the Holy Spirit inhibits my memory sometimes deliberately because I can tell when my memory is unusually bad for no reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I like it because it kind of surprises me. It allows me to watch the video and go, "Oh shit!" as if I didn't do it and I was watching someone else, and appreciate it that way. I like that. So, all right, we got 49, 48, 47, 46, 45. I remember I did that in the last video. That is actually a good loop that you could I would never get tired. I could listen to that for an hour straight, probably never get tired of it. But then when I got tired of it, I'd be like, oh, that's enough. It could be 4 hours later, but as soon as it hits, it'd have to end. I'd be like, all right. I don't know if other musicians, I know that we have similar, I don't know, anyway. Sorry, I am so sorry for, this is I don't know, maybe I'm making a big deal out of enough, and I probably am. Anyway, okay, so here we go. It's the final Meatloaf. That's it. I just went to a different key with that. Oh my lord. Anyway, okay. The final Meatloaf. Gordon, when's the last time you made a meatloaf? I bet you it's great. I'd love to try your meatloaf. Not like that kind of meatloaf. Your meatloaf. I mean your meatloaf. Like here, like this kind of meatloaf. Not a public bathroom meatloaf from years ago. All right. Anyway, so here we go. We got. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. All right. You know what? I'm gonna honestly. I'm just gonna eat. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Serve it. That's how you know how people get salmon and all kinds of shit in food service. People are just like, fuck it, ship it. No, it's a famous tagline from something that actually caused a lot of people to get sick in food. So I forget what it was. Ship it. Wait, I don't know. If anybody remembers, comment on YouTube and remind me, or just look it up. Just look up "ship it" or something like that, and foodborne illness ship it. Quote it, and it should come up. All right. 140 degrees. I need to get an oven thermometer actually next too, just to keep in there. That's another thermometer that I used to have as well, and I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that. I need to put one in there so that way we know what the temperature is inside the oven. 140. I thought it was supposed to be 160 internal temp. That's even getting colder. Jeez. You know what I'm gonna do? Fuck it. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut you and see where it's at. No. No. Well, yes and no. No. All right. Hold on. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload. It's already 38 minutes. Oh, boy. All right. I'm going to stop this. I will pictures when I'm done. How about this? I'm going to post pictures when I'm done because I'm just not feeling well tonight, okay? When it comes out, you go to my Facebook page. For those of you that don't know, I'm at facebook.com/JTCSF. Okay? I even have a voting frame on my profile picture. So you should vote too if you haven't been thinking about it. If you think you were going to vote, you should do it. I haven't done it yet, but I have my ballot on my desk, actually. It came the other day. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Pray for me, please, if you pray. If you don't pray and you wish you did because you like me, which is kind of cool, just say, God, please help Justin right now. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And that's a prayer. Okay? Yeah, but seriously, please pray for me. I need prayers. You know, I know we all do. But I got a lot going on right now. Most of it's positive, but positive stuff can still be stressful, and positive stuff is not without its difficulties, you know? So, 72 days of sobriety today, by the way, and I forget how many days without a cigarette. Doing good on that, but that's another thing I don't take for granted. So continue to pray for me, my sobriety as well. Like that would be, of course, included in those prayers. But that's something that, yeah, you know what I mean. That's not to be underestimated. The benefit and the gift that it is. Okay, that I continue. I really do want that. So thank you very much. Again, I'm going to close with a quick prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Which prayer? About Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all evil spirits who roam the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. Have a good night, okay?